missing someone.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wanaidiy, and today I want to be talking to you all about how I revised for GCSE English. So I do have my notes over here, so if I do look down, that's what I'm looking at. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about language and then literature, and also in the video I will be talking about today's sponsor, which is First Rate Tutors. The tutor, her name is Barbara. She has created a really good course for English, which I think is so useful. I wish I had it when I was doing my GCSEs, but I've just found out about it, so I want to let all you guys know, and I will show you guys what it is, and I'll show you guys how to use it and everything later on in the video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to it. I'm gonna start by talking about English language. Now, I know a lot of people think of English language as something that you can't revise for, which is, I think, the first mistake you can make. It is definitely something you can revise for. You need to practice, you need to put in the work, just like any other skill, anything else in life, or you won't get the results that you want. It's just as simple as that. Practice makes perfect. Everyone knows this, and you need to master the skill, and the way to do that is to practice. So at first, what I'd say is don't worry about timing or anything like that. Just practice answering the questions. Look at your notes at the same time if you need to. Just practice answering the questions. Don't worry about timing or anything. Just answer the questions. Use your notes if you need to. Just try and learn the technique of how you should be answering the question. Another thing is that you need to make sure you are getting feedback for the work and answers that you are doing, just to make sure that you're not just writing a bunch of like blah-de-blah down, and it is actually useful stuff that you're writing down, things that will actually get you marks. So make sure you get feedback, you're getting them marked by your teacher, someone who's older than you, who's maybe doing A-level English, tutor, something like that. Make sure you're getting feedback for the work you're doing, and also so you know what you need to improve on, what you need to maybe cut back on a little. So yeah, make sure you get feedback, and then use the feedback you've gotten and implement those changes into new answers you're doing, or maybe even rewrite the questions you have done which maybe didn't do so well. So rewrite them using all the feedback that you've gotten, so you can just include all those new points in that new answer. So it's basically just a full mark answer that you can do, that you could basically just give in an exam and you'd get that mark that you want. The next thing is to, after you've been practicing all those exam questions, not timed or anything, with your notes out, try and slowly shift towards doing them under exam conditions. So no distractions, timed, no notes, nothing, just under exam conditions. See how long a question would take you, what you need to kind of focus on refining. Maybe you're not so good with timing, maybe you can't remember what you need to for a question, but yeah, make sure that you are practicing under exam conditions. Then I think this is just so vital that you get those marked, otherwise there's not really much point if you're just practicing and then not knowing what you need to change, what you need to improve. So make sure you get them marked and just hone in on the skills that you need to work on. So yeah, that is very important. Okay, so guys, now I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about today's sponsor, First Rate Tutors, and I will just move on to the clip and I will show you guys exactly what it is. Hey guys, so here you can see what the course looks like. There's a section for pretty much anything that you'd need for GCSE English. The course is based on AQA English, and it includes 56 hours of on-demand videos that you can watch anytime. There's 72 downloadable resources, and you can get a full lifetime access as well as a certificate of completion once you're done with it. You can use the course for revision, or if you're homeschooled in place of a teacher. It's honestly so useful. Included is the Shakespeare part, and then spectacles, Romeo and Juliet, how to structure essays, and so much more. Click the link in my description to find out more and enroll in this class. It's usually £60, but you can get it for, I think, £10.99, which is so amazing. So grab that deal while you can. That is 82% off, so make sure to click the link in my description to enroll. And yeah, just take a look at everything I'm showing you: poetry, analysis, and anything you would need for GCSE English. So everyone, grab the course while it's still at such a great price. Now you've seen what First Rate Tutors is all about, I think you guys can see just as well as I can how useful it would be for your revision. So be sure to check them out and make sure that you really implement what she's saying. And she's such a great tutor, so yeah, make sure you guys check that out. And now I'm going to be talking to you all about literature. A lot of people don't like it because of all the poetry or the quotes you need to do, but I don't know, I was quite a fan, quite liked it. So I'm just going to be talking to you guys about the poetry side of it first. One of the tips I have is to colour code your annotations, so it's easier to reference what it is while you're writing up an answer or something, or you can picture those colours in your head. So maybe different colour for structure, a different colour for form, different one for imagery, a different one for language, and then just so you can picture in your head while you're writing up those answers what each part of the poem relates to. So I think that is a very useful thing you could do. And I'm not sure about England ones, but for WJC the poems are unseen, so practice makes perfect. You just need to keep practicing doing them under exam conditions, or just normally to begin with, just annotating your poems, writing up the answers, and then do it timed, do it without any notes, and then just practice those skills. Like I said, hone in on those skills that you need. For other exam boards, I'd say maybe make a mind map where there's arrows going off for structure, form, imagery, contexts, anything, context, language, anything else you might need, and you can just have a little bit on the arrow going off about what you need for that specific section. So what you need to know about the structure of the poem, what you need to know about the context, and then use that mind map to kind of go and write up an answer and do that under time, and then try and do it without the mind map. And I think that is a very useful thing you could do. Now I'm going to be talking to you guys about the set texts, which you'll do. What did I do? In year 10 I did To Kill a Mockingbird and King Lear, and then in year 11 I did About a Boy and what's the other one? An Inspector Calls. I loved An Inspector Calls, loved To Kill a Mockingbird, quite liked King Lear, hated About a Boy so much. I much prefer the more like serious ones that are much older, because I think there's so many more resources you can find, so much more to say. I think it's just so much easier to have one like that rather than a newer one like About a Boy. Just did not enjoy it. My main tip for the set text is knowing every single theme that could come up. Anything, even if it's just a tiny one. Like for, say, An Inspector Calls, there were really like big themes, big serious ones that had a lot to talk about. For About a Boy, there were a lot of like smaller themes, because there were a lot less characters, much short. It's not a shorter book, but there's just less to say. So just know every single theme that could come up. And then for all those themes, make sure that you have a mind map. This is what I did. An A3 mind map with the theme name in the middle, and then everything about that theme going off it. I don't know, maybe in An Inspector Calls it would be about Sheila, and then it would be about how she's representative of the younger generation, how she wants to change, and just things like that on every arrow, and then quotes to back that up, and then a small tiny little explanation or evaluation of that quote or of the point, and then change that into your exam answer, where you put your point. Everyone knows PQD, I don't know, PEE, a lot of people call it. So PQD, point, quote, and then development. So you put your point, whatever, right, Sheila is, I don't know, young. And then you'll put your quote to back that up. And then you'll develop that quote and say a little bit more about it. So your initial point is quite short, and then your development is a bit longer. PEE, point, evidence, explanation. You guys know this, I'm not your English teacher, you guys know this, but yeah, I think that is just one of the most important things, to do a point, a quote, and then an explanation, because then you know what structure to go for. So yeah, use those mind maps to write a exam answer relevant to that theme. And then another thing that we all did was we checked recent past papers to see what other questions had come up, because then we were a bit like, oh well, if Sheila came up last year, then she probably won't come up this year, or if she came up 2 years ago, she won't come up this year. Which is why we checked all the past papers, and I thought that was really useful just to see that what is more likely to come up. But this isn't a big teller. Don't be like, oh, she came up 2 years ago, she definitely will not come up now. It could be something like, Sheila came up 2 years ago. This year it might be something like, what use the younger generation to write an exam question on the younger generation, which is, I think, very important, that you need to make sure you still have that knowledge, but maybe focus on other things a little bit more. What your take-home message should be from this video is that you should just practice for English, because that's the main thing you can do, I guess. Then just practicing will make it perfect, and you need to practice how all your skills, hone your skills in on what you need. So yeah, that's, I guess, all I have to say about English GCSE. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to give it a massive thumbs up, comment down below anything you'd like to see from me in the future, and subscribe for more content like this. Hope this video helped you all out, learned some new things, especially if you're doing GCSE English, and I will see you all next time. Bye!